Hello and welcome to a garden video of mine. This is just a quick chat and walk around to show you what's in bloom at the moment. These are lovely Welsh poppies, also known as Meconopsis cambrica, and is a perennial and keeps on blooming. It's one of my favourites. And this lovely rose here is called Old Port. It's a very lovely, strongly fragrant rose in this lovely magenta to purple colour. It's not really done too well for me. I changed the pot and the soil on it this year and it's bloomed earlier, but it really is a lovely rose. So that one is Old Port. This lovely next rose is called Evelyn, and it's a David Austin variety, discontinued now, but you can still get it from Trevor White Roses in the UK. And next to it, as a comparison, this is Princess Charlene de Monaco. Both equally, can you see, have very strong fragrance between them. So I would definitely recommend both of these varieties. So that one's Princess Charlene and this one is Evelyn. And then this lovely rose here is called Dublin Bay. It is a climber but grows more of a small shrub for me. Unfortunately it has no fragrance, but it has a really lovely form. And if you look at the buds, they start off very deep burgundy, and that's how they open. So this one is Dublin Bay. This next rose is called Christopher Marlowe. It is an older David Austin variety. It has a lovely fragrance, and is always one of the first Austins to bloom every year for me. And next to it we have Aloha, which is an old rose. Lovely damask fragrance, and they're quite related to each other, these two as well. So this one's Christopher Marlowe and then Aloha. Next, this lovely rose here is a Peter Beals rose, and it's called Etherus Double Fragrance, and it has peachy pink blooms. And the reason why it's called double fragrance is because its first fragrance now, as it is just as it's opening, is a very sweet fragrance, and then once it opens it takes on a very strong spicy fragrance with a very prominent clove fragrance that sticks in the back of your throat. Basically, that's how strong it is. But I do recommend this rose, it's really lovely. So this one is Etherus Double Fragrance. And this rose here just opening is called Sir Emmanuel. It has a nice, I suppose, aniseed type fragrance. It's just starting to open here. And then the next rose I want to show you, this one is called Conrad Ferdinand Meyer, and it is an old Rugosa hybrid. Isn't that lovely? And it has a very strong fragrance to it. And this one was also used in David Austin breeding quite a lot. It does get black spot, unfortunately, being an old rose, but it really is lovely. And this rose here is called Dusky Maiden. It is an old rose and is one of the parents of David Austin's Chianti. And it has these very deep burgundy blooms. And it has a little fragrance, unfortunately, but I still really do love the colour on it. So this one is Dusky Maiden. And this next rose here is called Gertrude Jekyll. It is a David Austin rose, and it's always one of the earliest to bloom. It's one of my favourites. It's a very strong fragrance on the damask side. So this one is Gertrude Jekyll. And this lovely rose here is called Jane Austen. It is a David Austin rose. It has a very strong, I would say, myrrh aniseed fragrance. But it's not one of those horrible fragrances, it's actually very nice. So this one is Jane Austen, and is definitely one of my favourites. This next rose here is an older tea rose, and this is called Clementina Carbonari, and has a very, very strong tea fragrance, and is one of my favourites. Most unusual colour, and that's what the buds look like as it's just starting to open. This next rose here is called Zephyrine Druin. It is an old Bourbon or bourbon rose. It has a lovely strong damask fragrance. The health unfortunately is only average, but it does produce these really lovely blooms. Get another one to show you. There we go. Really, really lovely. So this one is Zephyrine Druin. And this rose here is called Blue Fio. It is a lovely Floribunda rose that has these purple and then white undersides. It's quite striking. And then the next rose I have here is called Ebb Tide. This is one of my favourite roses. Very strong fragrance. And then the rose here is called Lucky. That's a lovely rose as well. And then this rose here is called Golden Showers. Not the most nicest of names, but it does have a lovely fragrance and is a climbing rose. The health isn't very good, unfortunately. But then again, the health on most roses this year is awful. So this one is Golden Showers. And then this rose here is called My Gold. And this was the first rose to bloom for me. This has an unusual fragrance, but it's very nice. So that one is My Gold. And then this rose here is called The Boys. I got this rose from RV Rogers a few years ago. And it's really lovely. Unfortunately, I can't really find any breeding information about it, but it's one that I really do look forward to. And this rose here is called Natasha Richardson. It's a lovely Floribunda rose from Harkness. To me, it has a kind of like grapefruit fragrance to it. It's really nice. So that was Natasha Richardson. Now I'm going to show you some roses that I've recently bought. This one is Catherine's rose, and this is a charity rose for Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Now I've only got buds so far. Recently I saw some people who have this rose, and it's supposed to be like a peach colour, but has opened more pink for some, so we shall have to see how that turns out. So this is one I'm looking forward to. The foliage is lovely. I love it when roses have this lovely bronze. Apparently that comes from China roses. So this is the Catherine's rose. And now this rose is called Linda Lee, and this is from Peter Beals. I received this one today. I'm looking forward to this one. And then this rose here, which has a bud just starting to open, can you see? It's called Athenium Rose. which is really lovely. I saw this at Chelsea on the Peter Beale stand, and I really loved it, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. It's supposed to have a strong fragrance, so I will let you know once it blooms. And this rose here is called the Capri Rose, and it is from Tanto Roses, and I got this from Eastcroft Roses, and this is supposed to have a very strong fragrance as well. So that is Capri Rose. And then finally I've got this rose here, which looks really lovely. This is called the Diddley Squat Rose, also known as Creme Brulee. It is a Tantau rose, and I got this from Blue Diamond, which is very local to me, and so is Diddley Squat Farm, which is not that far away from me. So I'll look forward to this one. Trying to see if I can find a picture. Ah, there we go. And that's what it's supposed to look like. And I will leave you with this lovely rose here. This is called Special Anniversary. And while it's not a very large plant, it has absolutely massive flowers that are extremely fragrant. So thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.